So you probably have been seeing a lot of recent videos on your favorite YouTubers' Teslas or any other smart vehicle that's packed with a lot of tech, and wished you could have had that in your own vehicle, or at least some of it, without having to auction off a kidney or your firstborn. Well, look no further, we might actually have a solution for you. Even if you're looking to just monitor your vehicle's overall health or even keep track of your mileage, we got something that might actually work. Stick around. Nonda, a fairly new smart solutions company from Silicon Valley, is attempting to tackle a niche market of smart vehicle products with its Zus lineup. These products include the Zus Vehicle Health Monitor, the Smart Tire Safety Monitor, the Zus Smart Car Charger, a smart backup camera, key finder, an audio adapter for hands-free calls, and lastly, a smart dash cam. Today we're going to look at the core of the smart vehicle solutions offered by Zus, which include the health monitor, tire sensors, and the smart car charger. I have a backup camera, a dash cam, and hands-free calling in my own vehicle, so I don't really need those specific things, but for those of you who don't, it's nice to know that Zus offers these and it's accessible under one app. Let's start with the Vehicle Health Monitor. I was able to purchase this from my local Best Buy for $79.99 Canadian. It frequently goes on sale for about $50 Canadian, so you might want to keep an eye out if you're looking to purchase this. Of course, everything we talk about today will have affiliate links in the description down below, so if you don't mind helping us out and you shop through Amazon, well, we would love your support. If you don't have an Amazon account, you can check out that 30-day trial on us, so you can get free 2-day shipping on millions of items online. So the health monitor is simply just an OBD2 module that works to give you the primary health data of your vehicle. One thing to note, you do not need the OBDII unit in order to work other modules within the Zus lineup. They all work independently without the need for a central hub or anything. But when you have all the modules, they work harmoniously together. So for example, you can buy the health monitor or say the smart charger individually and add other options later if you choose to do so, or not at all. So the beauty of this device, or what it so claims, is that it can keep tabs on your engine's health with real-time alerts. And you know that pesky check engine light you might get on your dash? Well, Zus will tell you exactly what's going on, so you don't have to pay and get it diagnosed by a mechanic. We'll cover this more later on in the review. Not only that, the OBD2 module can also be used to track your vehicle's mileage and where you last parked your car. That's really handy in theory, but we have some reservations on how well that worked out in the field. Plugging it in was simple. We just located the OBD2 connector in our vehicle, turned on the car, and paired it to the app. Next, we have the TPMS and the Smart Charger, which are used to monitor your tire's pressure and the car's battery health respectively. We got this and the Smart Car Charger together in a package, which came out to about 105 Canadian. The tire system is usually about 99 by itself, and the car charger is about 45 Canadian. So we saved a bit by buying it in the bundle. The tire system was fairly easy to install. In the package, we have the tire pressure's, mothership that all the sensors report to. It plugs into a USB-A port in your vehicle and has LED lights to indicate which sensors are active. Under that, we have the instruction manual and also an installation kit. The installation kit contains some extra stuff in case something breaks or goes missing, such as the plastic caps that cover the battery and chip in the sensors. We also have the anti-theft nuts and a mini wrench to tighten them. This installation kit is pretty important, so we advise you to keep it in your vehicle in case you need it at some point. Lastly, we have the sensors themselves. They do look a bit large, and compared to the regular caps on your valve stem, they might look a bit out of place, but that's if you look at them really close. Now my reservations here mainly lay with the design of the TPMS sensors. Looking at other reviews online, a lot of people complain that over time, it's nearly impossible to take these things off your tire if the anti-theft nut is on too tight. Maybe it rusts over time, but that's just something you might want to keep in mind. So far we've had no issues loosening the sensors, but it's really been only a month. If that's the case and over time it ends up sticking, that's a major design flaw. The one thing I don't like about these sensors is that the cap is really easy to take off. If a thief can't make off with the sensors themselves, they could easily just vandalize the internals, or if they're really petty, take your batteries. I think the anti-theft mechanism should really be revisited in the next version of these to prevent any kind of access to the unit themselves. Each sensor is clearly marked as to what tire it needs to go on, so when it came to installation, it was pretty easy. The simple tutorial for installing these modules were available in the app when adding each unit, so that's a plus. The video walkthrough told us exactly what to do for each step. When it came to installing the sensors, all we needed to do was plug in the main unit into the car, go to each wheel and remove the valve cover, place the anti-theft ring on, and then twist the sensor onto each valve. Once it was tight, we just had to use the included wrench to bind the anti-theft nut to the sensor. It was that simple. When we turned on the vehicle, the sensors did not detect immediately, but according to the tutorial, we just needed to drive a little bit for it to be initially detected. A minute drive was all we really needed in our case. After that, it detected the sensors every time we started the car. We're pretty much at the home stretch here when it comes to installing the entire system. But here's where we ran into a bit of a snag. The driver's side rear sensor could never be detected. At the time of posting this review, it's still down, so we're going to chalk it up to being defective or the battery could just be dead. Either way, we'll contact Zus about getting it replaced, but for the sake of this review, we'll look at the three sensors and how they work together. A great feature these sensors provide includes slow leak detection. So if you hit a nail or something is wrong with your tire, the app will inform you before it gets any worse. Finally, plugging in the smart charger was no difficult feat. I plugged it into my backseat cigarette lighter and the app was able to detect it almost instantly. The smart charger is actually very well designed and built. It feels premium and not like most cheap chargers. It comes with two USB-A ports that charge at a max of 4.8 amps, so you can pretty much charge up to 2 iPads at full speed. Again, if you're looking to buy this separately, at the time of filming, Best Buy was selling this at about 45 Canadian. Without the tire sensor or the OBD2 module, you can not only see your car's battery health, but also use the smart car finder and parking meter features. So now that we got the hardware out of the way, we want to focus on the most important thing that brings the entire system together, the app. So in my opinion, the Zus app is very well put together. The modern design and aesthetics, as well as the navigation layout, emphasizes the attention to detail and thought that was put into its creation by the developers. The app is available for both iOS and Android, and the layout is pretty much the same on both platforms. The bottom row houses the different sections that will play an important role in the overall functionality of the app. On the far left, we have the timeline. This is the first section that will greet you when opening the app on startup. The timeline gives you a quick glance at all the historic logs regarding your vehicle. In our case, it shows the battery health, tire pressure, last known parking, and our mileage on any given day. I love the simplicity of how it's very well neatly laid out. Next, we have the dashboard. This is a live view of what we see when driving the vehicle or when it's turned on. Each corner shows the current tire pressure as well as the internal temperature of each tire. We also have the current battery voltage as well as our current speed, top speed during the current driving session, top rev, and top turbo. We also have information on the rev, turbo, load, and coolant right under with a graphical chart that updates in real time. Below that, we have the two buttons for the dash camera and the backup camera, but since we don't have that in our setup, it's grayed out. This section also has a second page which shows you your driving efficiency at a glance. It logs all the hard accelerations, hard brakes, as well as the moments when you're idling. This information, if you choose to use it, can help you become a more efficient driver. Now this section is the car finder. It tells you where you last parked your vehicle. A live compass shows you the direction as well in case you forget where you parked in a crowded parking lot or someplace downtown. There's also an option to set a parking meter timer or take a picture so you can log where you left it. That's pretty neat. The mileage tab shows you each trip you've taken and gives you an overview of the distance you traveled, time, and the earning potential. I'm not sure how it really calculates the earning potential, but I can see this being an excellent tool for anyone who uses their own vehicle for work or does Uber or Lyft on the side. You can categorize each drive based on being personal or work-related by swiping left or right. A more detailed report can be seen by tapping the calendar icon on the top right. Now the catch here is that in order to categorize an unlimited amount of trips, you would need to sign up for the Zus subscription plan. The free version gives you 60 drives per month. This might be enough for the average user, but for someone who drives a lot, you might blow through this pretty fast. What I think is a huge omission here is that it does not show you the routes you've taken. It would be nice to get a detailed breakdown of what routes you've taken in order to get from point A to point B. But that could always be fixed on the software end, so maybe we'll see an update. Now here's the main gripe I have with both the finder and the mileage log. This may not be the case for Android users, But for iPhone, there's a major bug that pretty much makes these features unreliable, at least if you don't check the app often. If I take a drive, then turn off my vehicle, come back shortly after, and then drive somewhere else, half the time, Zus does not log those trips. Sometimes it just doesn't even log trips at all, and the car finder is highly unreliable as it doesn't show your last park location all the time. For example here, it shows that the last known location of my car was at home 21 hours ago. I know this isn't true as I've been all over the city within that time frame. The problem I find here is that it doesn't connect with the Zus hardware and downloads your trip information unless you actively open the application when driving. It just doesn't sync in the background. However, when the app is open, the system works flawlessly. Take from that what you may, but it seems like it's a software issue as well, so hopefully Zus fixes that in the near future. Finally, we have the section which utilizes the OBD2 scanner to show you if there are any issues with your vehicle. It won't be able to give you very specific or granular information that a, say, $1,000 OBD scanner can provide, but it claims to give you pertinent information, say if you have a check engine light or a warning light on your dashboard. Judging from this list, it seems to check a plethora of items on your vehicle to tell you if something is wrong. And for $80, I mean, what more can you ask for? I was quite certain that my battery was on the fritz and needed to be replaced soon, even before I had this unit. It was good to see that Zus actually detected the voltage issues right out of the box to reaffirm my suspicions. A friend of mine had a vehicle with the check engine light on, so this was a perfect opportunity to put that scanning functionality to the test. After setting it up, the initial scan immediately detected the error and gave us a list of possible causes, but the solution was vague. However, this gave us enough information to work off of to confidently talk to a mechanic or even Google it ourselves. The last thing I want to mention is that you can add multiple vehicles to the app. However, you'll need separate hardware for each vehicle you add. I hope you enjoyed this review, and at the end of the day, I think this is something that I would recommend to anybody who wants to keep track of their vehicle's health. The issues I mentioned in this review are ones that I feel can be fixed down the road with a software update. And if I really want to log a specific trip, it isn't that much trouble to just open the app when I know I want to have that information. Getting the live information on my driving habits, as well as the status on my tires pressure and car battery, are reasons enough for me to continue using this device. If this is something you're interested in as well, we do have those affiliate links down below, and using those links will just help us keep the channel going. However, if you do find this cheaper, I would say go for it. It's a decent product, and I can totally see this being used for small business owners or truck drivers who want to log their mileage, or even Uber drivers who want to keep track of their trips. If you have any questions about this device, or you already have one, let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification if you want to continue seeing videos like this from us, because we want to help you make those informed purchasing decisions. Like always, I'm Jared the Tech Avenger. Don't forget, when it comes to tech, the Tech Avengers are there. We got your back.